You guys see that? Yeah. That's probably the most expensive can of spray paint I've ever bought. What's going on? It's Chris Conlon again, and we're here with a little update video on the GTI. Today is Thanksgiving, so for those that are watching, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys get to enjoy time with your family. And the GTI I got back last week from Capital Region Customs, and I just realized I haven't filmed the video talking about the work that was done to the car, so I figured I'd do a quick little update. So here we go. There's the Strut Tower all fixed. If you go back to the last video, you'll see in my last update that was all rotted. So what Mike did was patch that, filled in some holes. You can kind of see a little bit of filler right there. And then smooth that. There's kind of a factory dimple right there that goes like that. Took a hammer and dolly, smoothed that all out. There's two studs similar to this side here. This side's we'll use to mount the intake. This side, I've looked at pictures and I can never find why those two studs are there. I don't know if it's for right-hand, left-hand drive cars or what the deal is. Anyway, we just shaved them. I have to finish taking the sticker off. So there was a hole similar to that guy right there. And then just like little holes like that little square there. On this side, I had Mike just go and fill in, smooth out the rail, and make it look nice. So my thoughts and plans are to just finish cleaning the bay up. I went down to Schenectady Auto Body and picked up some of this spray paint here. Mike over at Capital Region Customs recommended this stuff. It's mixed to the factory color, so it'll match the color of the car. And we're going to give it a whirl. I got 3 cans of that. That should hopefully be enough. It's single stage. Not really looking for anything too crazy with engine bays. I want it to be clean. I want it to be sanitary, but at the same time, it's an engine bay. The VR hides a lot of stuff, and a lot of manufacturers do the stuff single stage. So it'll work. Down the road, if we want to, we can always pull the motor, but for now, I'm going to be content with it. A huge thank you to Mike from Capital Region Customs for helping us out with this. It was $375 for all the work, about 7 hours worth of work. He went above and beyond. The only thing left I have to do is just do seam sealer and then just do a light sand just to finish smoothing everything out. And I was planning on doing that with the engine bay anyways. So hopefully within the next week or two, we'll be painting the engine bay, getting it looking nice so we can get the motor in. I'd like to be painting today, but I hate this time of year. So New York got some snow, and as you can see, the EK and the Tacoma, they're the only vehicles in the driveway right now. So if you follow the other build, 2 Integras, 1 build, with the little EK that's outside, I mentioned another Integra that I had, a 99, that I had bought off Craigslist for $600 and was using it kind of as a beater. The day after the snowstorm we had, I had the car listed on Facebook Marketplace. Guy texted me saying he needed a car, offered me decent money. I doubled my money on the car, which I was happy about. And so unfortunately I don't get to show you guys that car. I just haven't had time to make an update video. But that car is gone. I got money from that thing to kind of play with now. I don't know. My original plan was to put a portion of that money into the EK. I'm kind of leaning towards buying a snowblower now. I've had this house for 4 years and I haven't had a snowblower. I've shoveled every winter and I'm just tired of shoveling. So I think it's time for a snowblower. Tomorrow, obviously today's Thanksgiving, so tomorrow's Black Friday, and we'll see how many pennies we're left with at the end of the day. But another little update just on the GTI. And then, so here's my plan kind of going forward. Spin you around. So my plan is I have these two motors and I'm kind of tired of just having them sit around. So both these motors don't need much to go into the cars. Obviously we need to paint the engine bay on the GTI, and then the EK, I need to get the D series out. So my plan is to get this mated up with the tranny, which is over there. Like I said before, we're going to probably repaint that. I think just all black is going to be a little too much. But I'm not sure if I'm going to paint it because I want to paint the transmission silver, but I'm afraid the silver is going to clash. I don't know. Maybe I'll just have Mike powder coat the housing for the tranny. We'll see. I'm going to buy a lightweight flywheel and do the rear main seal on this. That way, and then get the clutch. That way I can get the tranny mated up to that. Get the front engine, the engine mount, and then the T-bracket I got to order. That way we can just drop the motor in the car. I pulled the manual harness off the parts car before I sent it to the scrapyard. So we'll have that. We'll clean that up. So that's kind of the goal right now, is just to... I don't need the cars running. As you just saw outside, it's disgusting. And it's going to probably be like that until at least March. So with that being said, not much I can do. I'm not going to be driving the cars, but I would like to have the motors off the stands in the cars, and then I can just get working. The VR just needs like stupid stuff. I need a tensioner, a knock sensor, just dumb little stuff that adds up. But it's easier to do out of the car than in the car. So once I'm going to probably be doing some Black Friday, Cyber Monday shopping just to try to get some stuff. And with that being said, we should start being able to move forward on the cars. I need to get the GTI's engine bay painted. Right now, I think it's 20-something degrees outside. It's not even going to hit 30 degrees today. So doing it in the garage, unless I find a way to heat the garage a little better, I'm kind of limited on paint. The weather's kind of looking like it's going to spike back up. If the weather spikes back up, if I can get a day where it's like 45 outside, the garage will probably be in that like sweet little comfortable spot where I can spray the paint comfortably. If not, we'll figure something out to get the bay painted. As of right now, we're looking at the possibility of just running the GTI NA this season. Not entirely sure on what we're doing with that. It's going to be all based on funding. We can run it NA pretty inexpensively. I have almost everything. Me and my buddy Dan last night, we were just going through everything that we need to get the car running NA, and it's really not much. And I've been working on the car for 2 years now. I just want to drive it at this point. So if I can get a season out of it with the brand new motor and enjoy it, I'll be happy. And then this time next year, we can look at turboing it. Unless the funding's there. If the funding's there, while the car's apart, that was my whole idea in the beginning, was to just turbo swap it now while everything's apart. It's like anything in life, there's pros and cons. But again, a huge shout out to Mike over at Capital Region Customs. I'm going to link their Instagram in the description below. If you guys need any powder coat, if you're in New York, you need any powder coat or fab work, feel free to hit Mike up. I mean, he truly, if you go back and watch the other video at the rust damage, now granted there's Mark 3s, Mark 2s, Mark 1s that are in far worse shape than my Mark 3 was, but it was a big enough hole to almost put your fist through. So to take that and make it look like that and only be a couple $100 after paint and prep and everything and buying sandpaper, I'm probably going to be less than $500 in getting this engine bay looking top notch. That makes me so happy. So I'm really looking forward to getting going on that. I want to get this engine bay painted. I want to get the VR set. And then I want to just start picking away at the EK. I'm not sure. Ideally, it would probably be cool to have both cars done for this season, this coming season. Um, but I might move forward just on the EK, just to I don't know. I'm torn on a lot of things. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on stuff if you leave it down in the comment. The EK, we're just doing a stock B18B, just B swapping it, manual, putting a nice suspension in it, and then I just got to figure out wheels, probably 15s. Both cars I'm planning on running 15s at the moment, with 205s. The EK, I want to have just a fun little go-kart of a daily track, whatever you want to call it. The GTI is more my pride and joy, top dollar. I haven't spent. I've bought some stuff off Rock Auto, but everything else has been name brand and expensive stuff. Whereas the Honda, I care, but I don't care nearly as much. So I'm not going to put eBay coilovers on it, but at the same time, I'm not going to go spend $1,000 on coilovers for the car. I'm not going to spend $1,000 on wheels. My goal is to be about $3,000 in that car between buying it and everything. So I'm at $750 now with buying the car. I've had the motor. I have the transmission. So I don't know. We'll see. We got the little whiteboard in the back there. And then the next video I want to do, I want to break down and kind of talk about this 98 Integra that I parted out for the 2 Integras, 1 build series. I'd like to just break it down, talk about the money I made off it, what's left. As you can see, I still got the hood. I moved some stuff downstairs, down in my basement. I still got headlights. So I'd like to do like a breakdown and just talk about what I paid for the car, the time that I had into it, and then what I sold. And the thing is, I let stuff go cheap, like cheaper than I probably should have, because I just wanted to move stuff. I live in a residential area. I don't have a commercial building, so I didn't want the car sitting, and I didn't want stuff taking up room in the garage. So I unloaded stuff, and there was a local guy that was restoring a Integra that I was selling stuff to him for just cheap to move it. It was going to a good project, so I was okay with that. But there was definitely more money to be made on the table had I been patient. I just wasn't patient with it, and but I still have made decent money on it. So I would love to. So hopefully the next video we do, I would love to just talk about that process and do a good breakdown. Every number I have is honest, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. So look forward to this being black and not rusted. And the other, before we go, the one thing I'm hoping to buy tomorrow, I'm hoping that with Black Friday and Cyber Monday, that Fabless Manufacturing does an awesome deal on their tubular front end for these cars. It replaces this whole thing. And as you can see, it's kind of surface rust. I mean, Mike, when we were loading the car up, Mike and I talked about just powder coating this one, which we may do. But even at $430 for the new cross member, it's a good deal. Shipped, powder coated. But if they have a good deal running, that's something I'm definitely going to buy tomorrow. So if you guys like what we're doing, you want to see more on the GTI, you want to see more on the EK, hit that subscribe button. Like, comment. I want to really get going here and have some good content coming for the next couple weeks and into the new year. I really want to start growing the channel. It's something I want to do. I want to build a community here, and I think we can do it. So if you guys like what we're doing, like I said, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and we'll catch you on the next one. One last look at that.